Pascal, but before you guys left, Nick was talking about how he wanted you guys to have a very business-like approach to the trip. Do you feel like you guys were able to do that, and what were your feelings overall and how you guys did?
I
All
think we
things
did
considered.
okay. I think we did okay. A lot of good games. A lot of games where we could have played better. Um, finished it on a good note. Hopefully we just carry momentum from that. But yeah, it was decent. Like we had some good flashes um, and we just gotta continue to have more of those.
Pascal, what parts of the game do you think you guys are better at now than you were, say, 2 weeks ago?
Um, I think that again we just more together a little bit. Feels like it out there. Talking a little bit more, helping each other on defense a little bit more. Um, and yeah, I'll say that.
You guys have played defense as a group, or you've been around this team when they play defense quite a bit better than they're playing it right now. Why do you think this group in particular can't get back to what that was?
I don't know. I think when you guys ask me these questions, I don't know, bro. I don't know what to tell you.
But do you think is it more about you guys, or is it more about what the opposition's doing to you?
I don't know. I think we had good games and we have good stretches, and then we have some not that good stretches, and it's hard to win in the league. Like you have to put these games together, and it can be like a one half or like one quarter. It has to be like a whole game.
Is it difficult to tune out some of the noise at this time of year?
Oh, what noise?
Trade deadline
Oh,
noise?
yeah. No, I don't know anything about it. Like I literally don't. You telling me about it now? I don't know what's happening.
There's noise.
There's noise.
What's happening? I don't know. I have no idea.
Wayne Dedman just got traded.
Oh,
That's
for real?
yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah, yeah. No, I literally don't know. So you guys will be telling me if there's something.
Is that just a matter of like staying off of social media, focusing?
I never
day to
know.
day, or-
Yeah, I never know what's happening. Like even when you ask me all these questions, like I don't know what's going on, man. Like I'm focused on playing the game, um, and and that's pretty much it. Like at the end of the day, we know what it is. Like what's the point of us coming here talking sorry, every every deadline, like, oh, what's it like, and we know that's gonna happen. Like, it is what it is. Like, and whatever happens, happens. Like, I think I'm at a point in my career where like it really don't matter. Like, unless like I feel like, there's some things going on, or now that we're in the league where if I'm unhappy, I can, there's things that can happen. Like, but other than that, man, I'm doing my job every single day. Um, I'm blessed to be able to live my dream and play the game that I love, and getting compensated for it, and yeah, like at the end of the day, I understand being here. Like year 7 for me, like it's a business and I get it. I've seen people go, I've seen people get here, like, so nothing surprises me, and so I don't look for anything until my phone actually rings.
Hey, Pascal, would you go to All-Star as a replacement?
I don't know. I'm really not thinking about that. Yeah, that's definitely like not something that I'm thinking about. Like I think All Star is like kind of like going in my head now.
How valuable would a rest be?
That'd be great. It'd be awesome to be somewhere nice, warm. Um, I'm sure I would enjoy it. um, so yeah.
Pascal, you mentioned that you're not really bothered by the trade deadline, that you're just focused on the task at hand, playing basketball. But as one of the veterans in this locker room, have you given some advice to some of the guys who this might be their first trade deadline, and you're like,
Right. No, I don't. I haven't talked to anybody. Nobody really seemed to me like there was, if somebody come to me, I'd talk to them. But other than that, like, I'm sure they've seen it a little bit too. Obviously, I've had some experiences. I mean, not myself, but seeing people that I was with, So yeah, I don't know. I haven't really talked to anybody, or at least anybody like didn't seek like any advice or anything from me. So yeah.
Has that always been your approach, or has it just been numbed by years of going through this?
I think again, you get experience. You understand it, and once like a long time ago, I've just learned to not worry about things that I can't control. Like that was like it made my life a lot better when I just don't. I don't like if I can't do anything about it. What's the point of me like going crazy about it? Um, so yeah, that's kind of like something that I built over the years.
Do you have any thoughts on what the team views as a
Not my job, brother.
Is
Not my job.
there anything that's within your control that you're working on?
Just continue to work on the game. Finding ways to continue to be effective, work through things, and just understanding also my spots, what I can do better, um, and how I can impact the game, in different ways, and yeah, just watching film and trying to see how I can continue to get better as a player.
Pascal, you've been a high impact player now for 3 or 4 years. Do you look at what LeBron is about to do anytime next Thursday with the all-time point record? How do you?
Yeah, I mean, I think like to me, sometimes just like I don't really understand the magnitude of it sometimes. But then when you like sit a little bit, it's like, man, like that's crazy, Like I don't, I don't think. I mean, I don't want to say it's never going to be broken again, but like, man, like that's crazy, to be able to do that. It just shows like the dedication to the game every single day, and we all like everyone knows about how what he does to like be this good. I mean, obviously he's gifted, beyond measure, like not like a lot of people out there, but also he does the little things, and it's great that somebody like that can just continue to get better and play for that long and be able to achieve something like that. So yeah, like, um, yeah, I'm sure I'll see it, when it happens, but yeah, it's something great for sure.
Can you fathom another 13 years?
Oh man, I don't know, bro. Like that's something special right there. Like those are the special ones, and you pray that you get even close, like anywhere near that. Obviously, my path has been a lot different than his, but yeah, like he's just that's crazy.
I just wanted to follow up on yesterday, the bit where we spoke to you before the actual record was broken. But what was it like for you in the moment? You're wearing a cape, you're seeing the
Like,
magazine, and then donating up to 100,000.
yeah, I feel like LeBron a little bit, man. Like breaking records, at least. I mean, I already broken my record, the World Guinness record, but it was great, man. Like the atmosphere was cool, man. Like just seeing those kids, how excited they were, doing something like just not for me, like something that's gonna, make other people happy. Um, and being a part of that was great, and I'm just happy that I'm in position, like I said, like to be able to help, um, and and yeah, like those are like really feel good moments. Sometimes it's better than basketball. Just being out there making people that don't have and people that go through a lot more things than missing shots. And you go out there and you make their day and they're still able to smile every single day. Like it's inspiring.
Louise veut te faire répéter, mais tes impressions sur la date limite, à quel moment dans ta carrière tu as appris à laisser les choses aller comme elles vont?
Ouais, avec 7 ans d'expérience, tu commences à apprendre, des choses arrivent et puis ouais, tu comprends que j'ai pas le contrôle, donc je peux rien faire par rapport à ça, donc on attend juste.
Et avec la saison comme elle va présentement, quelle est ton impression à la suite de ce long voyage-là sur la route, sur ce que pourrait faire une équipe? Est-ce que tu comprends qu'il y a des mouvements qui pourraient être faits?
Ah, comme je le dis toujours, c'est pas mon travail. Je me focalise sur le jeu et je pense que ouais, on a eu un ok voyage, des bons matchs here, des mauvais matchs là. Mais je pense que ouais, on continue à travailler et ça va de mieux en mieux, je veux dire. Donc, et le reste, c'est pas mon boulot, je sais pas ce qui va se passer et puis ouais, j'attends comme tout le monde.
Scottie, does this trade deadline feel like this year is any different from last year?
I haven't really been paying attention to it, and I would say I don't really feel anything. I don't really, I'm saying like as a team, as a group, I don't really hear nothing coming from it, so I don't really hear nothing.
Were you told coming into the NBA how to react to this part of the season in some way, how to process it?
No, not really. I don't really think of it. I don't really hear nothing from it. Like I said, last year was just one trade that happened, I think, but we didn't really hear nothing from it.
Scottie, longest road trip of your career so far. How did you think it went? Was it more challenging than previous trips, or?
No, I wouldn't say it was challenging at all. I feel like we was just spending time as a group together. It was fun, I would say, being on the West Coast. It was just developing chemistry, trying to win games, staying together as a group, staying together as a unit, just trying to play hard and fight through every game.
Growing up, I'm sure you were a fan of the NBA, different now, but was this a time of the year that you were locked into as a fan growing up and seeing what was going to happen across the league?
Not really. I don't think I was ever really looking into the trade deadline when I was a fan of the NBA. I really focused more on the NBA when it was coming towards the playoff time and things were getting more intense. I would say that was more when I started watching it more.
Scottie, you're almost through 2 seasons. Can you imagine playing 20 seasons, and what do you think of what LeBron's going to do this week and set the all-time scoring record?
That's going to be unbelievable. I was just thinking about that today. It's always on TV now once you turn on ESPN and you go on ESPN. It's crazy. Him playing in the league right now, and that's about to happen. I would say that's crazy. It's unbelievable. He's still probably going to have a couple more years left. That's insane.
Think you can catch up?
Huh?
Think you can catch up?
I don't know about that one. I think that's going to be his for a while.
Scottie, you had a great fourth quarter against Memphis, and you've had a lot of really strong fourth quarters of late. What is it about the fourth quarter where it seems like you can really turn on a switch and really take over like that?
I would just say I like competition. I like when the game's on the line. I feel like I focus, lock in a little bit more. It just happens. Can't really tell you how it happens. It just happens. I don't know. It's just like something that just happens during those moments. I feel like when we need it, sometimes I have the ball, sometimes everybody else has the ball, but it's just about how we come together and how we just play. I feel like last game it was just in my hands a little bit more in that fourth quarter, and things were just clicking for me.
The camera captured that night saying I'm F&M, something like that. What makes you believe you're him, or you can be the star of the franchise?
I was excited. I got happy. Wasn't nothing really like that. It was just some excitement, some enjoyment. Celebrating with my teammates. They were hyping me up as well. I was just hyped.
Was that your first career game winner?
What?
Was that your first game winner?
I don't know. I don't really know.
Scottie, do you feel like you're, just seeing all the talent that's in this league right now and how competitive the East is and how tight the standings are, do you feel like you're playing in one of the most talented eras of the NBA basketball right now?
I'm not gonna answer that one. I feel like there's a lot of great eras. I ain't gonna really try to compare this one. But it's a lot of talent around the league and a lot of people with a lot of skills. As you can see, scoring's going up and things like that. So I could say it's been a lot of high-paced, high-scoring games. It's a lot of competition.
Go ahead. Nick, before you guys left, you talked about having a business-like mindset over the course of the trip. Do you feel like you guys were able to do that, and how do you feel like the approach was overall?
Yeah, it was excellent. Yeah, we did. We did a lot of work, a lot of sessions, good focus. I thought we played some pretty good basketball on top of that, so pretty happy in general with the trip.
Hey, Nick, what ways is your team better than when it went out on that trip?
No, it is. I think there's a lot of things, Doug. I mean, we've talked about a lot of them. I think defensively, just being more consistent, solid, transition D, early D, shot contest, rebounding. Just little bits of it here and there showed up. I think we had a couple of games, more to our liking. Good fourth quarter D, a lot more shot attempts than they had. Whoever it was, a couple of those nights, it was really, really a big number. Yeah, I mean, a lot of stuff, and I think the offense continues to produce at a pretty high rate as well. At a rate good enough, I think. Don't always want a little bit more, that's for sure, and make a few more shots and get to the line a little more and stuff like that. But we can keep inching that defense forward. We're going to give ourselves a good chance here.
Do you expect OG tomorrow night?
Nope. OG is on the court doing some work. No contact yet or practice. progressing well, but that's where we are.
At this time of year, does the front office ask you your overall opinion and to assess the teams? I know you're always talking to them about that thing. Is there more of that conversation, I guess, heading into the deadline?
Yeah, I mean, I think they know exactly where we stand on everything from a coaching staff perspective, and obviously there's more conversation as things happen that are, I think again things that are somewhat more real. I think there's a lot of things that probably lots of things being discussed that aren't really worth taking the time to discuss. So
when things got
when they're a little more serious or whatever, yeah.
I know you're focused on the day-to-day, but does this feel like a big week for the franchise, whether something happens before Thursday or not?
Of course. I think this is always a big week for the franchise, as is, I think draft night, as is final cuts at training camp. I think anytime there's a window, whether it's large or small, to improve your team in any way, I think that's always important for the franchise.
It's always noisy at this time of the year, but does it feel like maybe there's a little bit more noise this year under the circumstances?
Well, maybe, but I think it's so noisy that it almost defeats the purpose. And if you guys are trying to make it problems for everybody, there's so much noise that it's ridiculous. You can't even pay attention to any of it. You know what I mean? I'm not saying it's you guys, but I'm just, in general, it's like so far-fetched that you don't even have to react to it.
This is, you got a lot of young guys. You got a lot of young guys on this team. It might be their first NBA trade.
Yeah.
Have you spoken to them about drowning out that noise, ignoring the distractions?
You know what? Again, I don't think there's been a lot of lots of thought or whatever for these guys to do it. I don't sense that they're all sitting around talking about it 24 hours a day like you guys are. But I just don't see it as everybody's walking on egg. I just don't. It's not what it is. I think again, it's a busy schedule between, especially for our young guys, between playing 9:05, coming back here to practice, going another game tomorrow. We're keeping them busy and trying to keep their mind on basketball. And really, it's a day-to-day. Come on, man, give us a great effort today. Get better. Let's keep the big picture for yourself in mind, which is learning how to be a better pro, learning how to put in a great day's effort, on the court, regardless of if it's a practice day, a skill development day, or a game day for you, either with the 905 or with us.
Based on how you guys were playing on the trip and maybe in the last month or so, where's your level of confidence of what kind of impact you guys can have in this conference?
Well, I think the level of confidence is improving every day, right? I think we still, I think there was a stretch there where we got in a little bit of a bad funk there for 10 or 15 games, right? Where we weren't winning and we weren't playing that great, and the effort was a little bit spotty here and there for whatever multitude of reasons that is. I don't sense that anymore. I do sense a lot more confidence. I do feel like, if you want to keep going back to look at it, we've gone toe-to-toe with the best teams in the league, home or away. Even during that stretch of kind of before it started, it was buzzer beater at Philly, buzzer beater versus Brooklyn, buzzer beater at Boston. There's some pretty good performances that didn't go our way. And we're hoping some of that stuff evens out, and it feels like it's going to, or is. So that gives us confidence. Yeah.
Different topic, but either today or maybe tomorrow soon, LeBron's going to set a record. I don't know. Did you ever think it would be broken? And what does it say about a guy who's been doing what he's doing for 20 years and 10 years of trying to stop him? Hasn't always gone all that well.
Yeah. I'm not sure I ever sat around and said, that record will never be broken. I can't remember that time of my life. I guess that, for as great as he's been, for as long as he's been great, I guess it doesn't really surprise me that he's right here going to do it. And we certainly saw it firsthand for a number of years here, and you know, I've said this to you before. It's very, very, very hard to game plan against that guy, to figure out what you're going to do to him, and how many different things you got to get ready for in all areas of defense, and how he could continually beat them, right? And so I guess I'm not all that surprised. He would be as hard a person we've had to game plan for over a number of years, for sure. So I guess it's not surprising that he's not all that surprising that he's up there. I mean, it's a huge accomplishment. I'm not trying to downplay it, but he's certainly been a great, great player. Uh-huh.
There seems to have been a little bit of a dip in his energy levels on the court in the past month or so. You can give him lessons over there from this point on this season, maybe Fred or.
Well, I hope so a little bit. I still think that. Listen, I going back to Michael's question about some confidence. I think that, and I never want to make this a small sample size, but I think that in totality, if we're going to get some better performances from the Precious, Thad's, Chris, that's going to give our bench a look of more of what it had a year ago, right? And we just haven't really had that on a consistent basis, and that's probably led to a super heavy workload for those guys as well, right? It's still different. I mean, ideally, I'd like to get those guys down in 35 minutes or below, but we can't let. I mean, you guys have watched the games. It's games have gotten away quickly or changed quickly too much, and I feel like that is changing. I feel like even I thought Malachi did a great job the other night. Doesn't do a ton, gets 5 points, but he's part of the unit that goes out there and extends the lead or changes the energy of the game. Like, I give those guys a lot of credit because I think it was 2 games in a row. I mean, I'm still trying to recover from this trip, but I think it was 2 games in a row where the starters just didn't come out of the gates, right? And like Chris came in right away, and I mean those were bad starts that ended up at the end of the first quarter, and you were like, oh, that was a decent quarter on the road, down 1 or down a bucket or whatever, and it was like 18-6 or something like that at one point. So they did a lot. Not only did they play well in the course of the game, they did a lot to jumpstart us, especially Chris. So that's the answer, long answer to your question.